round. He is 26 years old, 5 foot 8 inches tall, and weighing today at 155.8 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Irish Mike Brennan.
There you see Mike Brennan coming into the arena area. He's from Philadelphia. The challenger, ranked number 5 in the world.
Irish Mike Brennan.
I don't think he's going to have many fans with him tonight, not with Jeff Gripper in the ring in his hometown.
It's going to be a definite mismatch in that department. Although Mike Brennan attracts a lot of people down from Philadelphia, he's got quite a few people here in the crowd for him.
The only world champion in Atlanta history. He is 5 feet 9 inches tall, he is 29 years old, and he weighed in today at 155.9 pounds. He has a professional full contact fighting record of 23 wins and 3 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now one of the classiest gentlemen in the business. He is the PKA welterweight karate champion of the world. Gentlemen, Jeff Gripper.
Jeff Gripper brings them out of their seats. There you see him coming out of the tunnel here at Georgia Tech's Coliseum. What a likable gentleman he is. Despite his fierce competitiveness in the ring, he is a gentleman.
He's wearing a red pullover. This is something I haven't seen before.
The referee for tonight's World Title bout is a member of Black Belt Hall of Fame.
The two in the ring right now, Brennan and Gripper.
Please welcome a nice guy, J.T. Will.
Our referee is J.T. Will tonight. Has refereed more full contact karate matches than any living person. He's as at home in that ring, I think, as any fighter in the world.
So for the PKA World Welterweight Championship, a 12-round bout.
The former super lightweight champion of the world from Minneapolis,
Mike Irish Brennan from Philadelphia versus Jeff Gripper, the world champion from Atlanta.
ladies and gentlemen, get ready for action.
Let's take a look at their records now. There's Brennan, 22-6, the challenger. 10 by knockouts. He's 26 years old, 5 foot 8, 155 pounds. Jeff Gripper on the right. He's 26-3, 15 of those knockouts. He's 29, 5'9", 155 pounds. Both fighters now are having their gloves put on by their corner seconds. We talked with both fighters before the card got underway. Keith Vitale is up in the ring. You get a chance to get a look at him. Wishing both fighters congratulations. You heard him earlier during our point competition. Both fighters have a very intense look on their face already, John Worley.
Well, Mike Brennan, I think probably this is a little bit of a do or die for him. He's got a tremendous opportunity, and I'm sure that he wants to make the very most of it. He knows in his heart, he knows he's beaten Gripper. I think he knows that he can beat him again. He tells me he's improving on his kicking. You know, his kicking was always his weak point. I think that he's starting to come around on that, and he's been working on that. It'll be interesting to see how much improvement he has made. Jeff Gripper, on the other hand, has got both the support and the pressure of fighting here in Atlanta in front of the hometown fans. As we said earlier in the broadcast, he is out to prove something. He lost this decision to Mike Brennan back in May. I think he feels very strongly about wanting to make amends for that, especially here in front of the hometown folks.
We had a fun discussion with both fighters before they arrived in the ring. And first of all, we talked with Irish Mike about tonight's fight.
It's been in my mind the whole time. As soon as I heard I was getting the second shot at this title, I said, well, this is a do or die. Everyone's going, this is the last hurrah. We got to do it this time. So we're very confident. We're looking forward to it, too, because we don't, after this fight, if we don't win it, we don't know what's going to happen next.
Mike, I noticed your family's in Atlanta to witness this fight, and they seem excited about it. Were they excited at the first when you got started?
Oh, well, when I first got started, they were very leery of it, but my mother's been to every fight. And then after the first fight, my father was too. He's been to every one, and then my brothers are down. I got my whole family down this time. They all flew down with me on the airplane, and we're having a good time. They're really enjoying it down here.
Your mother's something else.
Yeah. I think she's my biggest fan. She's around all the time. You know. This is my son. He's fighting for the world title.
Mike, what about the training?
It's been hard for this fight. We've been going a little extra harder. We've been training since January, but we didn't find out about the fight for about, 2 months ago. So we've been training hard for the fight. A lot of road work, a lot of bag work, and a lot of sparring.
Well, you look in fantastic shape, Mike. Good luck in tonight's battle.
Thank you very much.
A cute story with Mike and his mother. When he started fighting, he had very long hair down to his shoulders, and the mother got involved in it and said, Mike, I loved everything you did in the ring, but one thing, you got to get your hair cut. By golly, he did it, and he's had it short ever since. Irish Mike Brennan, the contender, the number 5th ranked fighter in the world in the welterweight division, the U.S. title holder, and he's taking on, of course, a very active and determined Jeff Gripper. We asked Jeff about this particular fight, about his background, and this is what he told us. Jeff, the first defense of a very hard-earned, well-earned welterweight title. Why did you pick a gentleman who had defeated you before?
At the time that he defeated me, I was entirely a different fighter than I was going through a transition phase in my career. Right now, I'm an entirely different fighter, and I believe it was a fluke, out-of-the-way chance that he beat me in Atlantic City. And I want to prove to him that it was a fluke of him beating me in Atlantic City.
There was a time that you had a difficult time getting the right fights in your own division.
Yes, in my early part of my career, I came out like an animal, and I was destroying opponents left and right. And then it came to a point where it was hard for me to get fights, and I started to lose my discipline and lose my control of staying in shape. And then I started getting fights, and at the time that I got the fights, I wasn't quite prepared for the fights.
Some people in the know have told me you have a temperament similar to a champion, Sugar Ray Leonard.
I don't know. If Ray Leonard loves to be around people, like people, loves training and loves the sport like I do, then I can say that we're similar.
We have a short period of time, Jeff. We went on to say that Jeff actually has changed his technique for this fight, and that he wanted to stay his distance in the first couple of rounds to see if he could draw Irish Mike in on him to work the combinations at that time. We'll see if that particular strategy works, John Worley, as JT will. The referee in tonight's welterweight championship match gave them their instructions, and we're just about set to go. Scheduled for 12 rounds. Brennan last fought Dale Cook in Kansas, a 9th round decision. Jeff Gripper's last fight was in March in Canada with David Claudio, and that was a knockout.
I do believe that the difference in this fight is going to be Gripper's ability to kick Brennan. Brennan has trouble with good kickers, and if Gripper goes out and kicks up to his potential, then Brennan should have a hard time. And here we go with round number 1.
Brennan said he wants constant pressure on his opponent. Starts out with a round kick to the ribs. Both of these fighters with power in their punches and power in their kicks. Jeff likes to put that kick out to keep his opponent off.
Well, Gripper's leading out with a lot of front leg side kicks, which is something I believe he needs to do, something he's got to do. He's got to use that front side kick in order to keep Brennan from being able to move straight in. Brennan has to worry about stepping into those side kicks, that he's going to have to back off like that, and that's not his fighting style, to back off.
Gripper in red and Brennan in green. The interesting thing about both fighters is they're able to go the distance in the title fight with Hart. Gripper had to really reach back to win that one.
He really did. If there was any question about Jeff Gripper's desire, his heart, he certainly did dispel all question in that fight with Ernest Hart.
Because there was some question in that fight up until the end on October 10th when he took over the title from Hart from St. Louis.
So he came back after a very close loss to Ernest Hart to defeat him decisively the last time they met, and looked like a much changed fighter.
Both fighters pretty much feeling their opponent out. A right to the solar plexus to Brennan from Gripper.
Hard right hand in by Gripper. Brennan was moving away, fortunately, as the right hand landed, and so it didn't really have much on it. But Gripper was able to land it very easily. There's the right hand of Brennan. Round one is always sort of a good acquainted round.
Good body shot that time with the left hand by Brennan. Gripper has proved in the past he can absorb a great deal of punishment. There's the end of...
Had any dominance over the other. But both of them landed some pretty decent right-hand shots, and both of them throwing good, hard, effective kicks. In the first round, Jeff Gripper had 9 kicks, while Mike Brennan landed 8. So that's the mandatory minimum. There are 8 kicks. Once again, they're going to have to kick effectively in this round, or in this fight, in order to win.
And he comes right out with a hard side kick into Brennan's solar plexus. You know, the two fighters are staying far enough apart, it's hard to get your mandatory kicks because you have to land solid kicks.
Mike Brennan could call time for a moment. He had his foot pad slip off. Seems to be okay now.
We noticed some of the point fighters putting ice cubes down and putting their feet on top of ice cubes. It must be a little bit of abrasive surface out there.
I think it does have a little burn to it out there. Gripper landed an awfully good right hand in on Brennan. Brennan seemed unaffected by it. Brennan absorbs a lot of punishment. He's not going to be hit for the first or second time in this fight. He's been hit quite a lot, but he seems to handle it all right and moves right through it.
Gripper going with a jab and coming back with the side kick.
Actually, that distance, Art, gives Gripper the ability to throw that front leg offensive side kick where he can get up a little body momentum as he skips across there. Just like that. You see how he skips in? That gives him more impact when he sticks that side kick. That's much stronger than just picking his foot up and kicking. So I think he's doing that purposely.
Right hand that time. Stunning Brennan just a slight bit. Made him think twice about coming in right away. Brennan looks like he might have a little trouble breathing. I wonder if one of those jabs touched his nose.
He's been hit pretty good in this round. There's another good right hand. Gripper really looks in control right now. He doesn't appear to be having any problem. He seems to be out there just like in the gym.
Keeping his eyes open, getting the jabs to the head. A left and a right. 20 seconds remain in round 2.
Brennan throwing hard back leg roundhouse kicks, but he only has 7 in this round so far. He's going to have to come on out and throw another hard kick, or he's going to be in trouble. There it is. Nope, they didn't count it. It wasn't hard enough.
And there's the bell that ends round 2 of a close fight for the welterweight championship in PKA full contact karate. We'll be back with more Kick of the 80s right after this. 15 by knockouts. Let's take a look at the right.
Just a good, solid, straight right hand by Jeff Gripper.
And there's Brennan going away as well.
In the second round, Gripper had 11 kicks. Brennan had 8.
And the score.
I scored that round 10-9 for Jeff Gripper, giving him a 20-19 lead on the unofficial scorecard here.
This is the third round. Gripper told us he wants Irish Mike to come into him and work the combinations. Has he set him up properly, do you think, John?
I think he's doing a very, very good job of using that distance and using his front leg. He's making Brennan have a hard time. Brennan can't just fight the kind of fight he likes to, where he just comes straight in and moves in, throwing hard punches, because he's got to worry about that front leg side kick.
Looks like Gripper wants to move in a little bit closer now.
Hard back leg roundhouse kick by Gripper.
Nice kick to the ribs.
Well, Brennan has a problem there with ducking. You know, in boxing, you can duck down, there's no problem. But in karate, if you duck, you're likely to duck into a shin or to a leg. And that's the worst thing that can happen to you, to run your head into someone's kick.
Round 3, scheduled for 12. Gripper with that right hand.
Gripper seems to be really very confident. He seems to be in control right now. Brennan not really getting off his game plan. He's just cutting off the ring as he said he wanted to do. Keeping pressure on. I think conditioning could really be a factor here later in this fight.
Notice that time that Brennan, anticipating a right hand in close, brought his guard up. That would be the timely moment for the rib kick.
That's right.
The round kick to the ribs.
That back round kick to the ribs, just like that Brennan threw, but he ran into a right hand. Wow, did he ever.
20 seconds remaining in the third round. Brennan throwing some powerful rights, but they've just been grazing Gripper so far. He hasn't been able to unload the clean shot, but Gripper certainly did. Oh, a nice uppercut, too. He's got Brennan a little bit steep. There's the bell. It ends round 3. Looked like a good thing because Gripper got his nice uppercut in the right hand on that young man, Irish Mike Brennan. We'll be back with round 4. More Kick of the 80s in a moment. We can drop into his corner now and get the instructions as he talks with Len Loomis, Lee Wall.
Step to the right side, throw the right hand. Got it?
His manager.
Step right back, come with the left hook, kick off. Okay? You got it? All right?
We're not getting that
All right, you
stop
got
in the corner. Whistled. Everyone out.
I had that last round, that third round, 10-9 again for Jeff Gripper based on that flurry at the bell. He had Brennan hurt a little bit. That brings the score 30-28 in favor of Jeff Gripper on my scorecard. I've got him 2 rounds ahead right now.
Nice back heel kick that time. It didn't look like it landed too solidly.
His body weight was a little bit coming out of it as he threw it.
Good idea, though, with the opening and a right hand that landed on Brennan that time.
Well, Gripper's just stepping
Good
inside.
combination on him, Brennan.
He's stepping inside of Brennan's back leg. Every time Brennan throws that right leg, Gripper's hitting with the right hand. He's doing it with perfect timing, and it's having its effect. Brennan is starting to lay his kicks up without any power, and he can't do that. He's got to throw committed kicks, hard kicks.
Good combination by Gripper that time, keeping Brennan defensive-minded, as Gripper seems to be leaning in more this round. Well, Gripper certainly can't take him anything more than a very outstanding boxer and kicker, because if he should let down his guard at all, we've seen Brennan very effective in that position.
Mike Brennan can score a knockout. There's no question about that. He has knockout power.
Got a left hand on Gripper that time.
He lit Gripper up just a little bit with that right-left combination, but Gripper seems to be okay. Gripper's starting to drop those hands, though, which is not a good sign. I don't know if that means he's hurt a little bit or if he's getting tired, but he's certainly not what his corner would want to see him doing.
Full contact karate, no clinching.
Mike Brennan's corner over there are imploring him
Right into it, right.
to throw uppercuts whenever Gripper ducks his head like that, but he still keeps running right into that right hand. Gripper must have hit him with 6 of them so far, 6 or 8 hard ones.
There's the bell that ends the round. We follow Brennan back to his corner. Brennan with 22 losses, I should say 22 wins and 6 losses. He just wanted to keep that constant pressure, but of course Gripper, the man right there, has been effective in keeping that side kick out in front and the jabs and finishing up with the right hands. Now that was a much closer round as far as I was concerned. How did you score it, John?
I had that round 10-9 for Mike Brennan. I thought he hurt Gripper just a little bit with the right-left combination, and I've got that now, a 39-38. That reduces Gripper's lead to 1 point. In that 4th round, Gripper had 9 kicks, Brennan had 9 kicks, so they're both kicking just 1 or 2 above the minimum required 8 kicks per round.
John, you might explain a little bit more in depth the scoring system in PKA full contact karate.
There are 3 judges scoring on a 10-point must system. They give 10 points to the fighter that they feel won the round and up to 10 points to the opponent. An even round is a 10-10 round. Gripper once again going back to the side kicks, and I think that's a very smart thing for him to do. As long as he can keep throwing side kicks, he can keep the pressure off, and that's where Brennan is best, when he gets in there and swaps hands.
Brennan starting to look a little stronger. And that time, he took one on the nose.
Once again, he kind of ducked in. He caught it with his elbow pretty much there to keep the real damage of the kick from getting through, which is very lucky he did there. You duck into round kicks about once in your career.
That bout ends very quickly.
I tell you, it breaks you the habit real quick.
Gripper just leaving himself open that time to the left.
Again, now Brennan's trying to do the same thing Gripper was doing.
Good hard round kick to the ribs. That's got a smart of the left rib. That was probably his best kick of the fight.
It was a good solid kick. Gripper was jumping up as he was trying to land a straight right himself. But Brennan got it to kick in, and yeah, it does hurt. It's kind of like getting hit by a Pinto. Spinning back fist by Brennan.
Poor distance, though. It was not an illegal one, but it just didn't connect.
Didn't really have anything on it when it did land. There was nothing there.
You have to land the back of the fist.
The padded portion of the fist, yes.
It'll be interesting to see how the body shots. Good example right there from Gripper. Take its toll later in the match.
Brennan's getting awful close on his kicks. He needs another hard kick. If he misses his kicks, there's a...
and it was met right at the bell. Gripper, a right hand that set him down at the bell. He got his kicks in all right, John Worley, but oh, he paid the price. He's got a little bit of blood coming from his nose. And as we get set and ready for the next round, let's take a look at Gripper. Jeff Gripper, the world welterweight champion at that time.
That about also the Atlantic contestant for Miss TKA, United States of America. And we'll be coming
check out some of the action in round 5 as we get ready for round 6. Gripper with his back to us. There's the right hand that lands solidly and puts him back.
Well, he caught Brennan once again coming in with that back leg roundhouse kick. Brennan drops his hands when he comes across with that back leg, and he doesn't lead it with anything. If he were leading it with the rear hand himself, then he would be less likely to run into it. I've got a 10-9 round for Gripper that time. That makes it 49-47 on my card for Gripper. A 2-point lead.
There's Asa Gordon, white-haired gentleman, the veteran he is, in Jeff Gripper's corner. Brennan out at center ring waiting for Gripper to come out. Looks like he wants to keep that pressure on, wants to show and come back after he knows he's behind.
I think he does. I don't think he was hurt by the knockdown. I think that it just caught him up on his toes as he was coming in with the kick. It was a solid knockdown.
Well, he's got a pretty good mouse under that left eye, though. And Gripper's looking at it, jabbing, pecking away at it.
Well, I'm sure Gripper's corner right now is very happy with the way he's fighting. He's fighting probably just like they said we're going to do it according to the playbook.
He's picking his spots now, keeping his eyes open. Oh, a right hand that time in the corner. Gripper starts to dig in. He wants to be careful because Brennan is hard to put down.
Brennan is dangerous when he's hurt, too. I've seen him fight hurt, and he comes off hard when he's hurt.
Some good body shots by Gripper. He's ducking some good punches there, too.
They're going to have a hard time, Brennan, making his kicks if he doesn't get off those ropes. He can't kick when he's got his back in the ropes.
Neither fighter has the minimum number right now.
He's throwing some up there, but they're not counting. He's just laying them up there. They have to hit hard. He's only got 4 kicks. He's got 5 now.
Gripper has 7.
The pressure is on Mike Brennan.
And as we're in the 6th round right now, the energy level has to tell as far as kicking power is concerned, because it takes about 3 times the energy to kick as it does punch.
Those old legs get to feeling like tree trunks after a while.
25 seconds remaining in round 6. Almost the halfway point of this World Championship 12-rounder. Gripper resting a bit here in round 6. He walked right into the right hand. Brennan put Gripper down this time, and the bell sounds. So at the end of each round, 5 and 6, a right hand has put the opponent to the deck. A cut has opened up on Brennan's right eye, and it is bleeding profusely now. Let's take a look at that last second knockdown. Watch Gripper run right into it. He'll turn around, and here it comes.
Right on the button. Oh.
That tells the brain, I don't want to stand up anymore.
All systems sort of shut down momentarily when that happens.
Keep your hands up and working. If you're not
Well, we've
working,
got an
get the
even
hell
closer
out.
match.
Move.
Let's go to the corner of Jeff Gripper.
Okay, you got his eye cuts. Use the inside of your hand.
Mouthpieces. Jeff Gripper still
Slap with the inside of the left hook. Slap with the inside of the left hook.
Both fighters with 8 kicks in that round. What's the
I
score?
scored that round 10-9 because I had Gripper ahead at the point of the knockdown. That makes it 58-57 for Jeff Gripper. At this point in time, he just has a 1-point lead.
Oh, a beautiful round heel kick to the top of the chin. Gripper came out wheeling and dealing that time, John Worley.
He sure did. It's very fortunate for Mike Brennan that he picked off some of that with his glove, or it would be lights out all night.
What a beautiful form on that spinning back kick. Caught him just with the heel. Gripper
again is letting those hands down. I think he's still a little foggy.
Left hand, but it doesn't phase Brennan.
Brennan's going to try to finish him this round. He knows that he's going to have to put a lot of pressure on. He's got a little advantage. He's going to press.
Gripper putting that side kick out there once again. That did him so well in rounds 1 and 2. Gripper seemingly ducking in. As Brennan's corner says, put the pressure on him right now. Dangerous move if you don't have the right distance.
You've got to get your hands up when you come out of that spin, or you run right into that right hand, just like happened to Jeff Gripper in the earlier round.
Gripper's looking very tired here in the 7th.
When you get really dinged, it surely does take a lot of the starch out of your cells. A lot of your strength and a lot of your power just goes away at least until you kind of get your head back.
Gripper looking back at his kick count, and that time Brennan got a good side kick right to the solar plexus for his 6th kick of the round.
Brennan doesn't throw many side kicks, but when he does, he comes pretty effective with it. Gripper's almost ducking into kicks.
Gripper's got the eye open slightly once again. Even the fans yelling at Gripper to keep your hands up. Gripper leaving himself dangerously open, and there's the bell. It sounds the end of round 7.
Gripper comes out with a side kick.
And a spinning back kick that did not land.
Again, I think the corner, Gripper's corner, saying use the side kick, use the side kick, keep him off with the side kick. Brennan is kicking better than I've seen him kick. I've seen Brennan fight several times, and he's using his kicks effectively. He's hitting with them.
Brennan just trying to dig in with that right hand when Gripper dips down. Kick up top, but it grazed the glove of Brennan. Took a little sting out of it.
Once again, Brennan doesn't
very
lead.
hard shots.
He's not leading anything. That's the problem. If you don't have a good front leg that you can kick with effectively, if you don't have a really good front leg, it's like a boxer that can't jab. And so it leaves you vulnerable. When you come from the back leg like that, it's easy to hit you as you move inside. Brennan needs to improve his front leg ability.
Gripper only has 5 kicks. And make it 6 now. Round kick to the ribs. Spinning back kick that missed, and Gripper was in danger there. He looks back to look at the kick card, and he almost got nailed.
Talk about dodging bullets.
Boy, he was lucky that time because Brennan had a clear shot with the right hand and didn't get close enough to spring it loose. 29 seconds in the round, and Gripper is not looking well at all. Gets the right hand up top. Round 8. This was scheduled for 12, the World Championship on the line. There's the belt, and that's all of round number 8. Art Ekman and John Worley from the Alexander Memorial Coliseum here in Atlanta on the Georgia Tech campus for the welterweight championship of the world. There you see a good shot of Mike Brennan and Len Loomis He's the caretaker of that cut over the right eye. Gripper has not been cut, but he has been definitely stunned. And let's check out some of the action of round number 8.
Here's again, back leg roundhouse kick. Gripper moved inside with the right hand. I think the corner needs to mix in some, on Brennan, if they could mix in some front leg front kicks instead of coming with that back leg all the time. In that 8th round, both fighters executing 9 full contact kicks. I've got a 10-10 on that last round. I've got a 78-77 edge. Jeff Gripper, 1 slim point, 4 rounds to go. 4 rounds or less.
Let's see what the energy factor is here in round 9. Brennan comes out throwing leather.
You know, Gripper seems to lead out every round with some kind of a hard kick. He comes out of his corner and throws a hard kick every round. I think he caught a right hand again.
It's hard from our angle to see how effective it was. We can just see from Gripper's actions.
Gripper looked like somebody pulled the plug on him.
Looked like he got pulled it up.
I think he's ducking and catching a lot of those right hands from Brennan on the top of his head, which is better than catching him on the jaw, but still, you feel him.
Gripper looks like he's trying the round kick with his right leg, and he's taking a right punch at the same time.
Both of them are doing that. Both are trading. Every time the one guy comes with the right or the back leg, the other guy lands the right hand.
There's your example right there. The cut's opened up again over the right eye. Now, can Gripper take advantage of it? He might have to open that eye to win this fight.
Well, right now, Brennan, at this stage of this round, Brennan is the one that's pushing the action. Seems to be a little bit more in control. Seems to be making making Jeff Gripper do what he wants him to do. But he's not kicking very much. There's a hard one.
That's 5 kicks in a round for Brennan. His seconds put up 3 fingers. Got to get those 3.
In a world title fight, a 12-round fight, if they miss their kicks 3 rounds, they're disqualified.
27 seconds, 26, 25. He needs 2 more. There's 1.
He's got to get 1 more kick. He's got 20 seconds, lots of time, no problem.
He's going to throw one right now, perhaps.
Jeff Gripper's going to try to hit him with the right hand.
Oh, he got a good kick in, too. Beautiful kick underneath the guard of Jeff Gripper. 10 seconds remaining in the round.
That's the problem with turning inside and throwing that right hand, is that you have to eat that kick, and sometimes it's not an even trade. Was
that a good move when you know he's got to get another kick in, though, John Worley? There's the bell that ends the 9th round of action. Mike Brennan goes back to his corner thinking, that's my round.
Well, if that's what he thinks, that's what I think, too. I've got the fight 10-9 in the 9th round for Brennan. I've got it dead even, 87-87, with 3 more rounds to go. Again, my scorecard is unofficial.
John Worley's educated eye has it all even at 87-87. Let's take a look at that last kick now. Brennan moving in on Gripper as Gripper floats away from the action.
And Gripper's just waiting for him to take that front step, and he's turning in right there. He grazes with the right hand. That back roundhouse kick just digs into his floating ribs, and oh, no. That hurts. I gave that a 10-9 round for Mike Brennan. That's one of his better rounds. We've got this fight dead even. Both fighters in the last round hit only 8 kicks. These kicks are getting tougher and tougher for him to get out there.
Here's round 10. Can Gripper hold on to that welterweight title the way Brennan is fighting? I don't know. He might be able to take it away from him.
Gripper looks very tired. He may be saving up for a last 2-round flurry or something. But
I've seen Gripper work in the gym. Good round kick that time that slapped the ribs of Gripper. And a combination up top, leaving a left hand pretty well in the flush of the face of Gripper. I've seen him work in the gym, John Worley, and he's a tremendous trainer. But you go this long, and it'll take its toll no matter how much you train.
It doesn't matter what kind of condition you're in, you're exhausted. Now, you can be in the best shape of your life, and you're going to get exhausted. And you go the rounds, you go a full 12-round fight.
Brennan is just waiting now for Gripper to cock the right hand to get the round kick in, and vice versa. When Gripper's ready to throw the left leg, it's Brennan ready to spring loose with the jab.
There's that side kick. He needs to do that more. He needs to do that more to keep Mike Brennan a little bit more honest, not being able to step inside and throw that right hand. Ooh, he ducked into a left leg round kick then, but Gripper didn't have a whole lot on it.
It was a kind of a delayed action. Gripper holding it back until he could see the opening, and then he sprung loose.
Kind of double pumped it, and then ducked right into it. Brennan's got 6 kicks. He's got to get 2 more. Jeff Gripper has his mandatory.
Gripper knowing it, staying close, and now he backs off. 20 seconds left. He's got lots of time to get the kicks in. There's one.
Once again, I'm sure that Jeff Gripper's wanting to land that big right hand, but Brennan just got his 8th kick in.
Looks like an even round to me, John Worley. Both fighters.
I'd have to call it an even round. I agree with you on that, Art. You're getting to be a pretty good judge of this stuff yourself.
We've seen enough of them right now, John. I tell you, it's been so enjoyable throughout the last couple of years working with the PKA and Full Contact Karate and ESPN. Jeff Gripper in his corner. Asa Gordon behind the ropes there.
You got him from the outside. Let's hold on. Well, you're looking good on the outside. Let's stick him. Keep sticking him and moving. Don't give him a move target. I got word. He's got to stop holding him. It's close, Jeff. Okay? You got He's mean. Jeff. Okay. Keep your head up. Keep the legs going and keep the hands going.
When
you're playing put it in there.
Even round, that makes it on my scorecard 97 to 97 after 10 rounds. It's just like a new fight here. In the 10th round, Gripper had 8 kicks while Brennan scored 9 kicks. Brennan comes out kicking. Jeff Gripper throws a big punch.
He ran into a right that time. Gripper taking some punishment up top now.
They're both throwing home runs every time.
Brennan has so much power in that right hand, though, and he's coming off with some nice kicks that we have never seen him throw before.
He's definitely kicking better than I've ever seen him, more effectively. Not very flashy. Never will be a very flashy kicker, but he throws them in there hard.
I think it's been those kicks, John Worley, that has taken the wind away from Gripper, because Gripper against Hart, when he won the title, had so much left in an exhausting fight. 11th and 12th rounds, 10th, 11th, and 12th rounds, and I've got to think that those kicks have taken their toll to the body.
Well, they have to. There's no way you can get hit that many times to the body without it having a lot of effect on your endurance. Gripper throws the right hand, followed with the right leg round kick, and then he ducks. I'm sure they're wanting Brennan to follow up there with an uppercut, try to pick him off when he comes around like that. Instead of throwing the straight right, Gripper's trying to duck under the straight right. I'm sure they'd like for Brennan to unload an uppercut.
Well, it's even right now as we see it. This fight, the entire fight, might go down to the last round, and who took the most punishment that time? They both landed at the same time. A right round kick from Gripper and a right hand from Brennan. Once again, they exchanged the same combination.
It looks to me that Gripper is a little bit hurt. But he's coming back. He's throwing some pretty hard right hands himself. Once again, Brennan pushes the action he has the whole 12 rounds.
Incidentally, Gripper's been very ineffective in keeping that eye open, which came open around the 5th round.
This corner, Brennan's corner is
kick,
done.
but it did not have any power as Gripper was moving back that time. The fans have been really kind of shocked here in Atlanta. They expected much more domination by Gripper as the round stands to end the 11th round as we go now toward the last scheduled round of this World Championship fight. It's not the type of fight that I expected, John Worley.
It surprises me, too, that Jeff Gripper has been unable to sustain a good front side kick attack, and got some slow motion here. Gripper just kind of jabbing and jabbing. He needs to throw more straight stuff, more jabs, more side kicks. He's got to do something to keep Brennan from just putting that inside pressure on him all the time.
Gripper with a mandatory 8 kicks, Brennan with 9.
I had the last round even once again. That's kind of comping out. You know, I'm not picking any winners here, but I've got this fight even going into this last round.
I've got to slide it a little bit toward Brennan myself, just not on a count on the scoreboard, but just a psychological advantage.
Here we are. This is the last round. This is going to tell the tale.
Final round of the welterweight championship. Oh, a good right hand by Brennan that time, and they're going slugging toe-to-toe. That time a knee got into Gripper. A good uppercut by Brennan. A spinning back
a
fist
hard
that
spinning back
stunned
fist
him.
that landed.
Stunned him beautifully. Brennan in the corner. He didn't want to go anywhere right now. This is the last round and probably the deciding round.
Brennan's kicking against the ropes. He's doing a good job of pushing Gripper away and throwing kicks. Gripper showing tremendous desire, tremendous courage, coming back and fighting after being hit hard with that spinning back fist.
The fans are standing on the far side now. They're applauding the action against the ropes right now as Gripper wants to keep him pinned. I don't know how much sting Gripper has left, though.
He's awfully tired. They're both tired. Brennan looks like he's getting more body into his kicks. Gripper's only had 3 kicks this round. He's got 3. There's
the fight he lost to Hart the first time they met. He might have lost it because of kicks. A great uppercut with the right hand that time. But he had the penalty on not getting the minimum number of kicks in, and it hurt him dearly against Ernest Hart the first time they met. The second time, of course, was another story. He won the welterweight championship. Right now, Brennan wants to take it away.
Well, Jeff Gripper just may be experiencing the toughest fight of his career right now.
It's a holding warning, Brennan.
20 seconds. Brennan's got 1 more kick to go.
Both fighters have 1 kick to go with 10 seconds. Spinning back kick by Gripper that time. Brennan could be penalized. 6 seconds. He's got to get a kick in. He's got to get a kick in. There it goes. He finally got it in. That could have cost him the fight. There's the bell to a standing ovation. Going the distance, the 12 rounds for the welterweight championship, and this one's going to be oh so close by the judges. We'll be right back with that decision for Kick of the Year.
Some slow motion action where Jeff Gripper kept Brennan in the corner for a good portion of that last and 12th round and worked the body with good body hooks, put a tremendous amount of pressure. In my opinion, even though he started out in the early part of that 12th round taking a hard shot, he was stunned. He came back, and on my scorecard, I had him winning that last round just on the virtue of the last 30 or 45 seconds.
Okay, we have the decision now. The ring announcer, Jeff McCartney, has that decision. Let's check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Spokes rules Jeff Gripper 116, Mike Brennan 117. Judge scores the fight Jeff Gripper 119, Mike Brennan 116. Judge Sawyer scores the fight Jeff Gripper 120, Mike Brennan 115. Jeff Gripper retains his welterweight title.
Well, it certainly wasn't a very popular decision with Mike Brennan. He can't believe it. He cannot believe it. I myself thought that was a little widespread, but that's the way the judges saw it here at ringside. Mike, we saw the fight a little closer than that. How about your opinion?
I thought I had the fight. I don't know how to... Well, one guy did 120. What, he won every round? Oh, come on, that's crazy. I mean, I got robbed in that fight.
Well, you certainly, everybody saw how
See Jeff Gripper at the end. He's dead tired. He's walking around. He's stumbling all over the place. Oh, I can't believe this. I'm told... Oh, this is crazy.
Thank you very much, Mike. Jeff Gripper, who retains his welterweight championship. Thanking the fans right now. Jeff, did you believe you had the fight by that kind of margin?
Yes. I knew it was kind of close. For some reason, I was feeling sluggish. I couldn't understand it. But I knew I was landing a more effective blows on the outside, and I was catching the shots that he was throwing on the inside, and then try to get mine off and then work back out and to get him crashing into my shots would work pretty well for me.
It looked like your strategy at the beginning of the fight was working very well with the side kicks.
He was jamming my side kick, and I didn't expect him to plant that hard on the side kick. I was expecting him to flow back with it. He was draining my power by playing as hard as he was doing.
Draining his power, but he retains the World Welterweight PKA Championship here in his hometown, Atlanta, Georgia. We'll be right back with a follow-up after this.